Thanks for checking out PokerNews.com. I am here with three-time WSOP bracelet winner, Brian Hastings. Brian, you had a really funny tweet recently, but before I get into that, let's talk about what Big O is. It's one of the mixed games. There's no Big O tournament at the World Series of Poker, but tell me what is Big O?
Okay, so Big O is basically pot limit Omaha 8 or better, but you get 5 cards instead of 4. So all the starting hands are better. People just make better hands and smash boards harder, and leads to more action generally.
And you can still only use 2 cards of the 5.
You can still only use 2 out of your 5 cards to make the hand in each direction though. You can use a separate 2 cards for the high and for the low. So yeah, there are a lot of combinations in Big O. Like yesterday, I got dealt a 6 high straight in Big O. It's kind of a good hand. 6 5 4 3 2. Usually you want an ace in your hand though, because the ace is the most powerful card. But
We can play both ways.
right.
Okay, so tell me, you tweeted out, does anyone ever bluff in Big O, asking for a friend? Do people bluff, or just, there's so many combinations and hands out there, does someone just always have it?
Definitely like sickos are still bluffing in the right spots in Big O, but I think if you're playing against a random player in the 1500 field, the answer is probably no. Like if you're thinking about making a hero call, you probably shouldn't.
So give me a little bit, what was the hand exactly that made you come up with that tweet? Is there a specific example?
Yeah, there was actually. So I had a hand where I had ace ace, queen jack 9, and the board came out queen jack, I think 2 low cards, maybe like 6 and a 3, and then a 10 on the river. So, in normal PLO, like I have top 2 pair and I'm blocking the straights pretty well with 2 aces and a 9. So I feel pretty good about my hand. But again, in Big O, getting a 5th card just makes it so much more likely that people have the right combos to have a straight anyway. So that combined with it being a random player in the field, I think I made a bad payoff.
So what did they end up having?
Ace, king, queen, 10, something. So not straight.
Yeah.
With a flush draw on the turn too.
So give people a little bit of strategy out there. I think the hardest thing about sort of the low and high games is figuring out sort of when to bluff if the low gets there or doesn't get there. Do you have any sort of strategy for that?
I mean, I think it's always going to be tough to bluff when the low gets there, unless you have a good read that your opponent doesn't have a good low. Like maybe they defended their big blind or something, and they're just less likely to have a really good low. Then maybe you can still apply some pressure and bluff or semi-bluff. It's usually the high-only boards that you can really bluff, though. Like, say, 2 jacks come on the flop or something. That might be a spot where you can bluff even if you have nothing. Or the classic one is you have the ace of spades blocker and there's 3 spades on the board. You can rep the nut flush and get people to fold hands as strong as a second nut flush potentially. If you bet pot with the nut flush blocker or like a couple of straight blockers or something, it's just so much harder for them to call if they don't have it. At the end of the day, though, because your opponents are going to have some strong hands too, you still have to play pretty tight in Big O. You can splash around a little bit, but usually if someone's making a big bet on the river, they probably have the nuts or close to the nuts in one direction or the other.
All right. Thanks for all the tips. I appreciate it. And good luck to you. I know you're in the double stack right now, so good luck to you in that. And going forward, go and look for that 4th bracelet.
That's right. Thank you.
Check out PokerNews.com all the time here at WSOP.